Hey guys, Spooky Squid here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm really excited to do. I am doing a collab video with J. Ross and we are both ranking our favorite MCU movies. So from least favorite up to our favorite. So I will be linking down her video down below as well, so make sure you check her out when you're finished watching mine. And if you came here from her channel, hi! I'm Erica, aka Spooky Squid, and thanks for watching. Hey guys, so like I mentioned in the intro, I am doing a collab with the wonderful J. Ross. I will put all her information down below and you can see how she ranks these movies. So today we're going to be ranking all of the MCU movies. That's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Doesn't include the X-Men movies or the Deadpool movies. So let's get started. There are 22 movies in the MCU. So I will be ranking these movies from worst to the best. So number 22nd on that list would be Thor Dark World. And it's not that I hated the movie. I did rewatch it recently, but it's not thrilling. And as much as I do love Thor, it just doesn't work for me. I didn't like the storyline. I didn't like how dark it was. There weren't any real... It wasn't enticing, so... yeah, worst movie of the bunch. So number 21 would be Iron Man 2. The villain was just... I didn't care about the villain. They could have done something really cool, but... I don't know. And Iron Man, like, I know he's got a bunch of issues and that's what makes him such a cool character, but they were turning him into, like, a straight up asshole. And I didn't really like that. So that's why it's so low on my list. Also, I'm not a big fan of Gwyneth Paltrow. Like, I just straight up don't like her. And she was, like, in the movie way too much for my liking, so. Number 20, Avengers Age of Ultron. It's not it's a fun movie, but it is important and integral to the whole, like, storyline, but Ultron is not a great movie villain. And the only good part about that movie that I really liked was Vision coming to be, and I don't know. My least favorite Avengers movie as a group. Like, everything was like, I understand like that the team is kind of falling apart at that point, but it's just, again, Iron Man is just straight up being an asshole in this movie, and I don't know. I don't like it. It's number 19. Iron Man 3. Man, it sounds like I really hate Iron Man. I don't hate him. Like, he's a great character, but his standalone movies are, I don't know, he's kind of an asshole, like I said. I really like the scene at the end with all the suits, but not enough to redeem the movie. Number 18. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one, but Captain America Winter Soldier. It's a good movie, and I did enjoy it. But it's not the type of Marvel movie that I have come to expect. So yeah, please don't hate me, but understand, again, it's a very important movie, and I just... something was missing. I don't know. It was great, it was fast-paced, and maybe it's because there weren't any, like, fun characters. Like, they're all very Like, it was very political, very stoic, very, like, there wasn't that, like, you know, fantasy moment or whatever. It was very, like, I like origin stories. I like talking about superheroes and their superpowers and, like, kind of the lore behind it. And there wasn't anything like that. And a little bit with Winter Soldier, but it's not, I don't know, it's not what I wanted. And again, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for it. Sorry in advance. Anyway, moving on. Number 17. The First Thor. And again, like, I rewatched it recently, and so Thor is great. He's probably my favorite, like, original Avenger character, and, like, I remember going to see it in theaters, and I did not like Thor at all. And I don't know, rewatching it, I was digging it. Like, I love the introduction of Loki. Like, he's such a good character. And, like, Asgard is just, it's so beautifully done. I was really enjoying that movie. He's a great character. He's got great stories, like, and great powers, and just, like, he's really fun. So number 16 would be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I'll get into it later on. Like, they're a fun team. They're so funny. Like, all of them are hilarious. Every single one of them. And as much as there were great jokes and great moments in the second movie, and I do have, like, fond memories of going to see it at the movie theaters. This is the first movie that I saw with my fiance. So yeah, I have great memories, and, you know, it was a fun movie. It was just, like, a lot of the same jokes were rehashed, and they were trying too hard to become like the first one when I rewatched it. And, like, I still had a good time watching it, but just because of that, I'm rating it a little bit lower. Number 15. Captain America, the First Avenger. See, I told you, I love Captain America. He's a good character. Like, and it was a great origin story. Like, the first hour or so, when you see him and he's, like, all tiny and he still has, like, that energy. He wants to help people. He wants to be a hero. It's so good to get into that character's mindset, and he's determined to become someone and help people, and just, like, and I do admit, like, once he becomes Captain America and you kind of see how he is, because he's been told that he's, like, you know, you're a symbol, you're not actually supposed to go out there and save people. We have soldiers to do that. And he's just like, meh, I'm gonna do what I want because, you know, I'm a superhero. I'm supposed to help people. After that, I find, like, the movie kind of became less interesting, but I still really enjoyed it, and I don't know, it just makes me love, like, Captain America as a character. Number 14, Iron Man, the one that started it all. Again, like, such a good origin story. Like, you see him being stuck in the desert, and he has to create his own Iron Man suit out of scraps, and he kills it. And it's just like, and you really see how he becomes kind of aware of what his business, you know, and making arms and stuff. He doesn't want to hurt people. He wants to help them. And, like, it's just such good character development. Like, in that movie, you really see, like, him he's not Iron Man just because of the suit, but because of, you know, his way of thinking. Like, he wants to help people. He doesn't want to hurt them and, you know, make money off the backs of millions of people dying. Like, that's not what he's about. And it was such a great, like, it really set the tone for the whole MCU, and it was just, what a way to start it. Number 13, Avengers. The first one, Avengers Assemble. And it was such like, it was so good like to introduce all the characters to each other. You had built like all of these characters' backgrounds and their personalities. And they did it right, like waiting until you had an attachment to these characters, until you actually got them to meet each other on the big screen. And that's exactly the movie that I wanted for the first Avengers. Like, it was great. It was entertaining. They had like a great villain, like a great story, and like the first half of the movie is just like them kind of learning who they are and like what they're up against. And then of course, like, who could forget the scene where Hulk just throws Loki around? Like, that's the best scene. Number 12, Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was another good, like, just lighthearted kind of heist movie to break up the heaviness of Infinity Wars right after like half of your favorite characters are just gone. And it was just a great movie to put out before the long break of like 1 year before you'd actually see what happened after. And I don't know, I really like Ant-Man. Like, I did not expect to like him as much as I did, but Paul Rudd did an amazing job of just like bringing this character to life on the screen. Number 11, Captain America Civil War. And I must say that I really like that they used that movie to introduce us characters like Black Panther and Spider-Man in the MCU, because they were really good in that movie. I tried really, really hard not to compare the movie to the comic book, because the scene in the airport where they're kind of like, you see both sides and they're kind of like running towards each other. The comic book scene is just like, of course there are so many other characters, like it's legitimately all of the superheroes that are against one another, and a lot of them that haven't been introduced yet in the MCU. So I understand that it's hard to do that on the big screen without like more time building up the characters and like introducing the viewers to different characters, but you know, I'm still sad. I'm allowed to be sad. All right, we're getting in the top 10. Number 10, SpiderMan Homecoming. I'm really happy that they didn't do another origin story, because I think we're all tired of like Spider-Man origin stories at this point. And it was just like a really fun, like kind of high school story with like using Vulture as the villain was not something I expected at all. And I really, really liked him on the screen. Like, I think he did a great job. And I think it was a really good choice as well. So yeah, it was a really fun Spider-Man movie. I was pleasantly surprised. I don't know what I was expecting, but overall, really fun movie. It's one of those movies that I don't mind like just rewatching for fun. Number 9, Avengers Infinity War. This is another movie where like there's a lot of things going on, and it's kind of like there are different groups of Avengers that meet. Like you see them meeting the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then you have the other group that stays on Earth and is trying to like protect it from all the aliens that are coming in. And I find like it could have been like a really confusing movie, but I think that they did a really good job of just like sticking to like everything kind of came together in the plot, like the original plot of the movie. And yeah, I knew that they were all coming back, so it's not like I was really sad and crying in the movie theater when they all kind of like disappeared. So I'm like, they're gonna come back, like, and it's all the pretty much the new characters too that just got introduced to us that disappeared. Like, why would they just get rid of them? Makes no sense. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and yeah. Number 8, Black Panther. Another really fun movie, and it's a really important movie, and I'm white, so I can't really say how it affects me as like an important movie, but I was really happy to see like how well done and gorgeous this movie was. Like, just seeing all the costumes and like the places that they filmed, like everything was really beautiful. So, and Killmonger was a great villain. Like, I really loved it. Also, Shuri's like one of my favorite characters now. She's just so fun. And she's fun, she's energetic, but she doesn't take shit from anyone. Like, she's just like, she's so cool. I love her so much. Like, honestly, one of my favorite characters now. Number 7, Captain Marvel. And fangirling the entire time I was at the movie theaters, because I really do like Captain Marvel as a character. Like, I like her story and everything. So when I saw it like in the movies, it was just a fun time. And my God, the soundtrack was everything. Like, everyone talks about like Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, but like, I don't know. I love the grunge, and I loved like, it really set like a really good tone for the movie. And at the same time, like, Samuel L. Jackson in it was just like hilarious, and I don't know, just a fun time. And actually didn't mind that the Skrulls weren't the actual evil bad guys in the movie. Like, I thought that was like a fun twist, and you know, they were great. And the fact that like the real enemy all along were the Kree, like, I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and I had a good time. I love the soundtrack, like I said, and it's just a fun movie. Number 6, AntMan. Again, like I said, I like origin stories, and like when I heard that they were gonna make an AntMan movie, I'm like, oh my God, what are they thinking? Like, actually, like, this is so dumb. And boy, was I wrong. Yeah, when I first heard that they were gonna make an AntMan movie, I'm like, okay, so the guy can go small. Who cares? They're gonna make an entire movie about that? Boy, was I surprised. Like, it's so fun. And like, again, I love Paul Rudd, and I think he did like such a good job, like, just being a funny character. And it's a good heist movie. It's just like, I don't know, the jokes in it are probably my favorite in any other like Marvel movies. So that just, yeah, it's great. I think I watched it like 5 times in a row. I loved it so much. So number 5, Thor Ragnarok. Again, I love Thor. He's a great like hero and everything. And his movies, just like the first 2 movies, were kind of a disappointment for me. So, and I wasn't even gonna bother seeing Thor Ragnarok because I wasn't expecting much. But yeah, I mean, it's a Marvel movie, so we're gonna go see a Marvel movie, and so fun, so fun. Like, Hulk and Thor are the last people in the Avengers that I imagine as a team up, but like, it worked so well, and just so much fun. Jeff Goldblum is just Jeff Goldblum in this movie, and there's so many jokes in that movie that are just like, I don't know, they just work really well, even though there are some moments where like, you know, maybe make it more like, I don't know, emotional or whatever, but they just gave no shits. They were like, nah, we're gonna make a joke here, and it worked. It really worked. Like, We're getting close to the end, my friends. And like, honestly, like if you want to give me your ranking down in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know down in the comments what your ranking would be. All right, number 4 is Doctor Strange. And he is such an interesting character in the comics. And I remember having a Howard the Duck comic. I think I still have it somewhere. And Doctor Strange was one of the characters in the story, and I just thought he was so cool. That movie is like very CGI heavy, but it's so artistic that like I wouldn't see it done any other way. Like it just worked so well. I loved the visuals. I loved the storyline, and just like, oh shit, I fucked it up again. See, I fixed it. So yes, Doctor Strange, like just a good movie, like a great movie, great storyline, and so artistic. And I loved it so much. I love just watching it and rewatching it, and just like, you always see something new when you watch it again. Number 3, Spider-Man Far From Home. I love this movie like way more than I thought that I would. It really worked well, like just him being in Europe, and you see all these different places, and the jokes in that movie were like just a lot better too. And I really loved what they did with Mary Jane. Like, she's just great. Again, the villain, oh my gosh. So again, like Mysterio is just, he's such a good villain, and they did such a good job with him getting into Peter Parker's head and getting into your head, and you're kind of like not really trusting what you see on screen. Like, is it real or is it just another illusion? And I don't know. I really, really enjoyed it. Way more than I thought I would. Like, again, it was just like a nice, kind of like Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was a nice movie to have like right after Endgame, to kind of just, you know, what kind of happens after they all come back, and like, is everything back to normal? And you kind of see a little bit of what happens, but not like a lot. They just had like a fun story with great characters. Number 2, Avengers Endgame. And I loved it more than Infinity Wars, just because, I don't know, they're all like really depressed, and they don't really have any, like, really any hope until Ant-Man shows up. And like, I know people are like on the fence about Fat Thor, but like, I suffer from depression and PTSD and a whole lot of other things, and I kind of, it's how I am sometimes. And it's kind of like, it's okay to like be a superhero and still like, you know, have issues. And like him making self-deprecating jokes all the time, like that's all I do pretty much. Like the scene in Endgame where he basically tells you the whole plot line for Dark World was a whole lot better than actually Dark World. Like, just watch that and don't watch Dark World, maybe? Yeah. And the scene where all of the Avengers just show up was like, that's what I wanted for Civil War, and I got it for Endgame, and it just made me so happy. So, I still love that movie a lot. And now, number 1. And before I do number 1, I'm gonna go throw some lashes on and maybe lipstick, because I don't think I can talk and put lipstick on at the same time. So that leaves number 1. would be Guardians of the Galaxy. I started my list and I didn't realize that I put that movie up so high. When they announced it, I was like, who the heck are the Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, why are they deciding to do a movie about them? But I didn't even go see it in theaters. Like, I watched it later on at a friend's place and I was just enthralled. It has everything I want in a movie. It has, like, of course it's a Marvel movie, so you have superheroes, you have, like, it's in space, so a lot of sci-fi, like, so many jokes, and again, like I said, like, all of the characters are just, they're all so funny and lovable, and I just, like, I didn't realize how much I love that movie, but here we are. It's my favorite movie of the MCU. So that's it for the video, you guys. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and again, I would love to hear what your ranking is, and like if you have different opinions about it, please let me know in the comments. I always love to see other people's opinions about movies. And yeah, I will see you again next time. So take care of you guys, and stay safe out there. Bye.